Okay, so we're up here at Frog Lake Trailhead, and we're going to, what's the name of that lake?
I don't know. Is it Twins or something?
Twins. It's a pair of lakes that are northwest of Frog Lake up here on Mount Hood. And it's our first run with our e-bikes, running a Aventon Adventures. Unlike my original video that I said adventure, it actually says right here, adventure. So Dimitri's on the step through, I'm on the step over. He's the smart guy, I'm not, as usual. So let's go. You leading or am I?
I guess.
All right, let's see. Turn this thing on. Eco.
I want to leave you in the dust.
Yeah, you probably would. Oh wow. This thing, okay, this thing gets going. These things are showing their worth right now. Yeah, I mean, just feeling how it helps you up the hill.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I geared down, but I don't want to be going. Huh? But it feels, I mean, I don't know, we're only doing what, 4 or 5 miles an hour at best, so.
Yeah.
When we set out on this trip, I didn't really pay attention to how long the trail was from the beginning to the lake. It's well within range of us and the bikes. It's maintained about like this. It's beginner to intermediate trail minus the trees and the little patches of snow and what we ran into later. But all in all, it's a nice trail. It's very enjoyable, very scenic.
How y'all doing? That might be a better option, huh?
So this particular tree was the largest one we encountered, and like most of them, it was difficult to get around, but this one unique in its own way, I guess. But it was the largest one. This would have been a significant problem for us, and probably would have been nearly a game ender this close to the beginning of the trip, because it was too tall for us to lift over it and not high enough off the ground to go under it. So I suppose we could have walked up in the woods somehow and dragged the bikes around it, which we probably would have done. But yeah, this was the worst of the trees we ran into for the trip.
Okay, so watch your wires. Watch your wires, okay? Well, alrighty then. You know what I was trying to do? Break that off so our pedals won't get hung. That was kind of the plan. All right, and we're off. You didn't even give me a good laugh out of that one. I thought for sure you'd laugh. How y'all doing?
Good. That's a serious bike.
Hey, puppy. Hey, pup.
Is it electric?
Yeah.
Either or. Yeah. Hey.
Pedal assist.
Hey.
That's so cool.
Those are awesome.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. You having fun today?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those tires, guys.
She's gonna want to chase you.
Hey,
Always playing chase.
got 3 dogs. Well,
yeah.
4 if you count Indy. So now I love dogs. I'm a dogaholic.
Nice.
Get around all the trees.
Well, we've been lifting
Not fun.
or just going around. This one here, I'm just kind of looking at, going, I don't know.
There's a real big one at the trailhead. Other than that, they've all been
Feasible,
Yeah. Yeah, these aren't exactly light,
I was
but
He's
gonna
gonna bike
The
down.
batteries, yeah. Oh,
Scott,
no.
what trail are you doing? You're gonna bike down from Timberline?
Oh, I don't know. It's the bike trail from government camp.
Yeah. I looked at that one on the map. That looks like that'd be kind of a fun one.
Yeah, and it's fun. And later in the summer, you go from government camp, and then government camp down to it goes to Road Down.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
That'd be a nice ride. Well, it depends how much gear you start loading onto them. You know, they start loading up a little bit extra gear, and they get heavy quick. Now I'm just looking for a way to. Oh, there's another branch right there. There we go. Oh, hey, we got a sign, dude. Bet you're right.
Check the sign. Back to it.
There's a sign right here. Yep. Yeah, I'm down to 100%. Yeah. I'm down to 3 digits already. Woo-hoo.
One thing I learned about snow is try not to steer on it.
Can you imagine this on skinnier tires? Impassable on skinnier tires. Man. Jeez, oh Pete's. That one just ripped right out of the ground, didn't it? Okay. At least it's a small one.
Being as we got here pretty early in the season, a lot of these trees are still on the trail. Normally they're cleared out, they appear to be from what we've seen before. But this was kind of one of the challenges we had to deal with going this early in the year. The snow and stuff probably knocked them all down.
This is gonna get wild, isn't it? Whoa, 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 easy.
So yeah, right about here the snow just kind of all of a sudden showed up just prior to this. And the terrain obviously drastically changed. At the time I didn't know it, but it doesn't take a genius to be able to figure out why. Turns out on the southern side of Mount Hood, which is precisely where we were, at the Twin Lakes, there's something called the Twin Lakes Fault Line, and that's exactly what we were going down into. And hence the added snow and rougher terrain. And obviously by this point, if there was a trail there, we weren't exactly sure where it was. So it was like kind of look around and see if you just kind of get lucky and find it. And looking at some, worn rocks and trees in the general area, like right over there to the right, figured out that's probably it. And if it's not, well, it's going the right direction. So it all works.
See how it's worn next to that rock? It's gotta be it.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, dropping down through this was pretty grueling. The snow doesn't seem that deep, and really it's not as far as mountain snow, but it was kind of icy and you could fall in through it really easy. Some parts were solid ice, others, the weight of the bikes just crushed through it. So pretty much through this whole area, getting right down here to the lake, it's not too much further ahead. It was really difficult. You're kind of almost having to carry the bike, push it forward through the stuff, and jam it in, and that had a few incidences along the way. But yeah, we weren't too far away, but this was definitely the worst part of it. And of course, we had to turn around and come back the other way, which going uphill was a chore as well.
Boy, you know, the first time we talked about this, I'm glad I didn't try it. The first time we talked about this, I'm glad I didn't try it. There would have been no way. What? I said I figured the first time we talked about it, we would do late. No way we're making it that time. No.
So I'm going to edit a lot of this out. It's just a lot more of the steep decline of trudging along, hoping for the best, and hopefully find the lake. Eventually we did, and none too soon.
There's a lake. Whew.
So this was a really good moment to finally see the lake, and you know that that drudgery is almost over. And in your head you can't help but to think, pretty soon I got to turn around and go right back up that thing, and boy, I was not looking forward to that.
Whew. Okay. Okay, so this is the lower lake out of the two up here at Frog Lake. The snow obviously made it difficult. Biff. But it's a little too windy to put the drones in the air to catch it from the air, but I think without the snow this will be completely doable.
So after a brief break there at the lake, catch our breath, knowing that time was limited, we turned around and pushed it back up out of that fault line area and through all that snow. Hey. And finally got back onto some trailhead like this, and finally reached a little bit of downhill stuff, and was able to kind of take a breath, take in a little more scenery without feeling like you're going to die. It was a pretty decent run on the way back, minus the log jams, but it was well worth it. We had several good runs like this where you could get going down the hill in between where there were fallen trees across the trail, which of course you got to lift your bike over. But yeah, in between was quite a bit of fun like this. You didn't go. It looks like you're going fast, but we weren't really going that fast. It just kind of looks that way. But it was nice with the wind blowing through your hair and stuff.
Oh, right on the corner too. That sucks. That would have been a fun corner to blast. It figures. Why is it every time we hit a fun turn there's a tree? Uh-huh. This cattywampus one's a pain. Sure, do it the smart way.
He's showing me.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, now there's our faithful dog right there. Good dog. Bear. See the bear? As long as I'm in front of you, I'm good. I ain't saying nothing at this point, as long as I'm in front of you.
So we finally made our way back to the beginning of the trailhead, and it felt pretty good to finally get back. Really kind of tiring going through the snow and lifting these bikes over all those trees. But right about here, we could hear the highway, so we knew we were getting pretty close and starting to see a few signs that looked familiar. So we decided since we were here, we may as well take a quick cruise over to the actual Frog Lake and have a quick look, since it's not that far out of this parking lot. It's just up the road to the right a little bit, just follow the signs. Pretty easy to get to. I have to say that this first real trip, we've ridden these bikes several times around town and stuff like that, but nothing out like what we did this time. And I have to say that these bikes are really well built. The Aventon bikes were solid, didn't give us any issues, and were quite a pleasure to ride. Really happy with the purchases. I'm sure we both are. I'm not in the best of shape anymore by military standards, but these bikes made it enjoyable and completely possible. Good bikes.
They really do.
During our trip, riding these bikes, we would encounter other hikers and stuff. And one thing about these bikes, when you have these big e-bikes, a big, 4.5-inch tires or whatever, they draw a lot of attention. You get a lot of compliments and stuff like that. And they're quite the monster to see. But they handle really well, and we definitely enjoyed having them. Definitely a rough day too, though. And wow, we're gonna have next time we try this, and we're probably gonna wait until the snow melts, and with any luck, maybe some of those downed trees will be gone. I would eventually like to make it up to the second lake up there, the most northern lake, but I'm not sure that that's even possible. I understand that some of the trails up there get pretty rocky, and you're just not going to carry these e-bikes up areas like that. They just weigh entirely too much to be putting on your shoulder and carrying like a typical trail bike.
I don't think I've ever seen this many people here.
There's a couple of sunny weekends in the year.
Yeah.
It's not quite hot yet.
So we left out of Frog Lake and headed back down the mountain, and we stopped up on Lolo Pass to play around for a little bit. But all in all, it was a really good day. Glad we did it, and looking forward to the next one.